Hey, all you cool cats and kittens out there. Let's go ahead and look at working on the reset button. So we'll kind of see what we have here. I'm going to just refresh my companion screen. I'll get the urinary system, hopefully, to get up to where it belongs. There it is. It resets. Just takes a little time there. Remember, we can move our urinary system. We let go, boom, it gets kind of where it wants to be. So I am right here. I can put it here. It's locked in. It's not necessarily in the right spot yet. That's okay. But the reset button doesn't work. So we're going to focus on our reset button. I'm going to just collapse this so it's a little easier to work. Again, if your work area is starting to get so compact, you can go ahead and I think there's a clean up here. Let's see here. Arrange blocks. You can do them horizontally, vertically. You can also clean up boxes or blocks. And so now they're kind of like this. All right. Let's see if I go all the way up to the top. It might be easier, but we're going to work with the reset button. So if we're going to work with the reset button today, we're going to go ahead and look for our button. Here it is, the reset button. We'll click on this. And when we click on that reset button, do. So that looks like where we're going to start today. So I took the liberty of creating a flowchart for right now. It can certainly change, but when the reset button is pressed, we want to move the body systems back to their starting locations. We want to enable them because remember, we made them false before. We now want them to be trues because once we lock it into place, we disable it. So we want to re-enable it. And then we're eventually going to have to work with the score. We want to set the score to 0. And then if you're doing the timer part, you're also going to have to work on the timer. But for right now, we'll go ahead and, that wasn't exactly what I wanted to do. Let's just change. I'll do my Alt right bracket. And then we'll drag it a little bit more. There we go. So the first thing that we said we wanted to do was to move the body system back to its original spot. So I'm going to go to urinary system, and we want to move it. So move to, and we said that we were going to move it to the where we started. So all that information is stored in the variables. So we'll get our, let's see here, urinary system, original urinary system. There it is, the original. And we'll go ahead and duplicate that and just change this one to the Y. And we'll test it. We'll hit the reset button and it put it back up there. But again, my problem is I can't move it. I can try my finger, I can try the mouse. It's not going to work. So we need to re-enable it. So we'll click on that urinary system. We'll find that piece of code that we used before. We'll set the urinary system enabled to, right now it's on false. That's why it doesn't move. So within logic, that's where we find our true or false. We'll set it to true and we'll test our code. Urinary system enabled to true. It's not working. So if it's not working, this is a good time for me to talk about the connection part. Let's see if we can refresh our companion screen. All right, it's refreshed. I'm going to move it. It locks. I'm going to hit reset button. It moves back to where it is. And lo and behold, it does work. So don't panic if in the beginning it's not working 100%. So we now have done this. We need to set the score to 0. So this is where I probably should have yesterday worked with the score. So I'll have to show us a little bit of how to do that if you need help reminding yourself. Otherwise, to be honest with you, that is, the code blocks are already kind of in the game app that we just made. So hopefully that's a good start to kind of get the reset button working.